Yeah, so I'll start recording it if that's okay with everybody. Just let me know if you don't want to be recorded. Of course, you can turn off your camera if you prefer not to be in the recording, but at least this way I can give you a video recording of the talk afterwards. So I can send it to you and you can watch it. Okay. Anyway, let me just continue and I'll see if the sound has improved. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all of the sounds in Spanish, but suffice to say that like for example, ñ, you don't have in English, of course. Well, there is one like in million, maybe there's an argument that it exists there, and maybe in the word onion as well. Perhaps the ñ exists there to a certain degree. But anyway, we'll go on to the next slide. Principally, I'll just wait for the next slide to update. Yeah, so principally here are the consonants that you...
Again, teacher, I can understand so well.
Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can find another solution, maybe. One moment.
But in some moments, the sound is very well. But in other moments, your sound is like a robot.
I propose that we close the camera all.
Yeah, did that improve it in any way?
Yes,
yeah,
it's better.
Yes.
Yes, it's improved.
Okay, I might start sharing on this computer instead. That might help things.
Robert, are you using Wi-Fi?
I'm using Wi-Fi, yeah.
It's better when you put your computer with cable to your access point.
Yeah, I don't have a cable, but this hasn't happened to me before. So before now, it's been fine. But I've tried a new strategy now because I was using two devices to do the presentation, but now I'm just using one. So that might help it. You can tell me if it's any better.
But now you sound very well.
Yeah, now it's better.
Yes, it sounds good in this moment.
Okay, I think maybe that might be because I'm just using the one device now. So apologies for that. Anyway, please keep on telling me if you have problems. So here are the consonant sounds that you do not have in Spanish in the English. Now, for Iberian Spanish, they do have this sound here that I'm circling with my cursor, but in many Latin American dialects, they don't have that sound. So this sound is the TH sound, for example, in three, or not in three, in there, in these, in those. Okay, so you don't have that one. You also don't have the V sound. So this is the voiced form of the F sound. And then the voiced version of the S sound as well doesn't
Robert,
exist.
sorry, are you presentation now?
I'm doing a presentation now, yeah.
We are not looking the presentation. Professor.
Oh, you can't see it, can you? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, let me try once again. Can you see my presentation now?
It's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
No, yes.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, so these are the sounds in white, the consonants in white that you don't have in Spanish. So in most dialects of Spanish from Latin America, and I suspect that this will be true for the dialect that you guys use in Manizales. Okay, so just looking at the vowel trapezium. Okay, so I'm showing a picture of the vowel trapezium now on the screen. And the vowel trapezium is a representation, a graphic representation of the mouth. And it shows you the places in which vowel sounds are made. Okay, so it's divided into 1, 2, and 3 different levels, and then they cut it in half as well. And there's also a V put in. Now you'll see here's a bigger version of it. Okay, and so you can see right that the Spanish oo sound, okay, up in the top right hand corner. So that is said at the back of your mouth and at the very, very top. Okay, and for the Spanish oo sound, in English, we have 2 corresponding sounds. So we have the long oo, so it's similar to the Spanish one, but it's just longer. And that's what the 2 dots represent. And then you have the short sound that you have, for example, in put. Okay, can guys, somebody just raise their hand there, and Ana Lorena.
The picture represents the tongue position.
The picture represents the various tongue positions, yes, in the mouth.
The right part is back and the left part is forward.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, just as you might have seen actually in the previous slide.
Okay.
Okay, so if you go back to the previous slide there, you can see where, for example, the oo sound in Spanish is made here. Okay, and then the e sound in both English and Spanish is made here in the front. Yeah, Pablo Felipe.
Professor, thank you. It's important to make exercise with the mouth.
I think my feeling is that this can really help you. And it can really help you grasp where these vowel sounds are coming from. So having a visual representation of it can help. And then repeating the sounds, listening and repeating the sounds is very important as well, even if you're listening on a CD. And also watching your teacher's mouth, because the mouth has various information about how the sound is being made. So for example, if I say an E sound here, you can see my teeth, you know, E, and you can kind of see the way that my lips are shaped as well. And that will help you to make the sound more effectively. Similarly, like with the oo sound, you can see my lips here as well. Ooh, my lips are kind of rounded when I'm making that oo sound at the back.
Thank
Okay.
you. For
So did I have another question there? Or is that okay?
It's okay, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem at all. Keep the questions coming as well if you like. Okay,
Sí,
so yeah,
Sorry, a mí me gustaría si pudieras hacer los sonidos. O
Okay,
sea,
okay,
repasar los sonidos haciéndolos.
okay. So this sound up here, right, is ooh. As in food. Okay, comida, food. And then this sound is oh, as in put. Poner. Then over here, you have the sound I, that's in ship. And then the sound E, that's in sheep. Okay, and the best way to represent it, well, I'll show you actually, if I can just go on to all of the sounds. So you see, look, the ones in red are the Spanish sounds, okay? So like the normal Spanish E, it has two different English values, if you like. And you can see that the tongue position for the long English one is very similar to the Spanish one. And this is the one here that is different, that I'm putting my cursor around now. I'm seeing two comments. Yeah, I think Ana Lorena, exaggerating the sound is important, I think, to learn pronunciation. I would agree with that. And it can help you to see the difference. Also, I'm going to suggest some sites in a moment where you can go and you can find out the lip position and the mouth position for the various sounds. And this can really help as well. I might show you one of them actually quickly, if I can just escape from here for a second. And I will just show you it on here. So it's BBC Pronunciation Tips. This is a great little website. Okay, and you see that on this site, they have lots of pictures of a teacher making the sound, and you can see her lips as she's making the sound. You know, I think it's really useful actually, particularly, you know, for people who are starting the sound. So she says the sound, and then she does it.
That sound is British English.
That's British English, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but there are lots of US versions of that as well. So you can, like, if you prefer to use that dialect, then that will be easy to find. So I can give you a link to that too. Okay, and so then for the E sound in Spanish, we only have one sound corresponding to that in English, and that is E as well. So both of these sounds, el E español and E in English, are exactly the same. Okay, so there's no difference in vowel length there. Now, for this sound, the one at the back here, so it's in a middle position, but it's back. Okay, and if I can show you the way that the shape that your mouth has, you will see that it's a rounded vowel as well. Okay, so it's O, and you have it in football, for example, all, football. Okay, O. So quite similar to the Spanish O, but O, and notice that it's longer. Okay, so the double colon there again represents the vowel length. Okay, now these two sounds in the middle, they don't have any in our Spanish equivalents. Okay, so the upside down E one, that's called the schwa, and the sound of that is so it's a mid position, and it's right in the center of the mouth. You will see that your lips hardly move. So it's, oh, and you have it in like the word the, like the 4th of July or the 1st of September, the, okay? Oh, you also have it, for example, in British English in the word, like I would say in Ireland, I say it more like in the United States, I say computer. In Britain, they will say computer, computer. So that last sound,
See you
computer,
later.
yeah,
See
see you later, right? So,
Data. Water.
yeah, so that's how they say it in British English. Now, in Ireland, in Cork, we say see you later, see you later. So we don't use that sound at the end.
And
We have an extra or.
And Ireland is similar. It's same English.
I think not. It's not that they're the same, but they're more similar. They're more similar. So the Irish dialect is more similar to the North American dialect than it is to the British dialect.
Okay.
More
Yeah.
similar to North America than.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So like that's an advantage in that you know, you might find it easier to understand people from Cork,
Yes.
I think, than maybe people from Britain. Maybe, yeah, like sometimes people, like I have a clear, strong Irish accent, but some people sometimes say, are you from the United States? Because maybe they've never heard an Irish accent before, you know, so they mistake my one for being from the US. So yeah, that might be an advantage for you if you're more familiar with American English than British English. Okay, so this one is and then this one that looks like a number 3 with the double colon. This is the long version of the schwa. So you have okay, and you have it in words like third, like so first, second, third, or bird. Now, usually in Ireland, we have an or sound at the end of both of these, and it's the exact same in the United States. Okay, so in the US, they will say third, third. I say third as well. In the US, they will say computer. I will say computer. Okay, so it's definitely more similar. The fact that the two of these sounds have an or quality at the end. Okay, they're called rhotic sounds. Okay, so rhotic. Just trying to get the chat there. So rhotic. So rhotic is spelled R-H-O-T-I-C. And basically in rhotic dialects of English, they pronounce post-vocalic Rs. So R sounds that come after vowels, they say them, they pronounce them in places where they have rhotic English. So Ireland has a rhotic dialect of English, so does the United States. British English, i.e. the British English as in the Oxford Dictionary English, that's a non-rhotic accent. So they say, you know, as we were saying earlier, see you later instead of see you later. Okay. So this sound down here, right, is the A from apple. A, right? A from apple. So you'll see that the mouth is very, very wide open for apple. If I can just show you actually here, you know, when you're saying, like, for example, the sound up here, you're saying E, the angle of the tip of your nose and your chin is like this, okay? Maybe about 30 degrees. E it's more like 45 degrees. And a, it's more like 90 degrees. Okay. So as you go down here, your jaw opens up. Right. So la mandíbula abre. Right. As you go down. Okay. So a as in apple, and then we have o as in cup or bus. Okay. Or the word culture in English. So in Spanish, you say cultura, cultura, but we say culture, culture. So we don't use the U sound that you use in Spanish for that word, right? So culture, culture. Then we have two sounds, right, that are at the back of the mouth, but also at the bottom. So this one I mentioned briefly earlier. We have as in hot and what. And then we have the sound aw, as in father, father. Okay, so corresponding all of these sounds, the four ones at the bottom, you just have one Spanish sound, the ah. Okay, so you can see why the main problem is with the vowels in English, because you just have many new ones that you don't have in Spanish. Any questions from anybody before I move on to the next slide? No?
No,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay,
Thank
great. Okay, so which of the sounds would present the most problems to Spanish speakers? Well, many of them we spoke about earlier. So this one you know about, the E and the I.
Sheep.
Right, they both correspond to one sound, E. So seat and sit. Okay, so seat with the long one and sit with the short one. And sheep and ship are confused. Okay, you all know that one already. O, a, and o correspond to the Spanish a. So words such as cart, cat, cut are confused in perception. Word endings are also difficult to pronounce, Pablo. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so remember that in British English, so I say cart, I actually use this sound, but in the dictionary, they say caught for this. Okay, so caught, cats, cut. In Cork, I say cart, cat, and cut. Okay, so we don't use this one in these minimal pairs.
Thank you.
The Spanish sound O, it corresponds to O as in ball or football, and O as in hot or what or not. So the word caught and caught are confused. So this is, atrapar. It's the past participle, so atrapado. And then caught, donde duerme el bebé, caught. Okay.
For me, sounds the same.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. That's normal because your ear isn't attuned to the difference. So
Because-
it's perceived as the same.
Because the pronunciation in this case, for me, is similar. Caught and cut. Or what is the
What-
differences?
Well, there, when you just
What
said it
are-
there, I heard the difference. You said the difference correctly. So you can produce it, but maybe you have problems sometimes distinguishing between the two sounds when you hear them. Sometimes that happens with people, that they can produce the sound, they can produce the two sounds correctly, as in your case, but when it comes to understanding the sounds in minimal pairs, they have more of a problem. But as Luis said, remember, the context is always going to help you. So if I say I caught a cold, then I'm going to know that you mean this one and not this. So it's not that much of a problem most of the time, because the context will help us. So I think it's more important that you're able to produce the two sounds correctly rather than being able to distinguish them. Okay, then we have U. This corresponds to U, right? So the Spanish one, but it's just shorter. And then there's another one that you have in put, and you have it in bull as well. So it's a very short sound. Okay. So words like pool and pull are confused. So pool, piscina, pull, tragar. Okay. Okay, any questions about the things on that slide?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Ana Lorena?
For example, for me, it's difficult to understand the word war and word. Palabra and mundo, y mundo.
Okay, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
me
so
too.
world and word. First of all, they both have the same vowel sound. The only difference between them is nothing to do with vowels. It's to do with the L sound. And it can be difficult in Spanish when you have a combination, or for Spanish speakers, when you have a combination of consonants coming together. We call them consonant clusters. So if you have a consonant cluster, it can be very hard.
Yes, it's true.
So consonant cluster. Okay. So like, for example, I know that these sounds can be difficult for
Okay.
people.
Okay.
Like, for example, this word, string. String, because you have the S, the T, and the R coming together without any vowel sounds. Now, in Spanish, it doesn't do this. It won't put three consonant sounds together without a vowel sound in between. So this can be challenging as well. So I think that's the problem there between world and word, because the vowel sound is exactly the same. World,
Word.
word, world, word.
World.
Okay. All right. So let me move on. I'm just conscious of time, guys. How are you doing at the moment? Do you need a break sometime soon, or how is everything going?
For me, everything is okay.
Okay.
Guys,
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So keep me informed anyway. If you feel like you need a coffee or something like that, let me know. I'm just seeing there from Pablo Felipe. Yeah, so war has a different vowel sound. War has the O vowel sound that I'm showing here. O,
war.
right? So war. Now in British English, they don't pronounce the R because it's non-rhotic. So they say wall, wall, which can make it maybe even more difficult. So they say that the second well wall. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
In our language, we don't have long words. We don't pronounce, for example, food. And it's difficult for us remember this kind of sounds.
Yes.
Because our language only you say words in a short way. For example, casa, but house or food, and it's difficult to remember for us these kind of things. And it's, for me, I think it's important that you put a little bit emphasize when you pronounce long and short.
Yeah,
I think that is important.
I totally agree with that. And I remember there was a slide about that. I alluded to that briefly, that in English, vowel length is variable. In Spanish, vowel length is always the same.
Yeah.
You know, so that can create a lot of problems because we do have short vowels, but we have long vowels as well. You know, so for example, ship, it's a very short vowel. It's even shorter than the Spanish one. But sheep is very long. So that's definitely another major difference, vowel length between Spanish and English. So variable vowel length in English and uniform vowel length in Spanish. So thank you for bringing that up because that is, or for highlighting that once again, because it's a very important distinction between the two sound systems. So the English or and or have no similarity to Spanish vowels. Is normally replaced by the strong pronunciation of the written vowel. So about for about, right? So this is how I would say it, about. See this sound, it's not about, but about. Okay, so this sound, it's not an out, but it's an about. Right, so not about, but about. Okay, maybe it's the stress as well is another factor. Right, so the B and P have explosive pronunciation too. So like when you say explosive, do you mean that they're aspirated? Aspirated sounds. Is that what you mean, Ana Lorena?
For example, I don't remember well in this moment when you pronounce the P como pa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
and B como
Beach.
B.
Yeah.
And when you pronounce the P like in Spanish, sounds totally different.
Yeah.
And it's important to do emphasize when you pronounce P.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't remember the word, the exactly word in this moment, but I know that is important.
Yeah. So for example, in the word stop, stop. Like even if you get, I don't have a piece of paper here, actually, maybe I can get one. My bank statement. So let me just, I want to just, can you see me on my camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'll just, okay. So like when I say the word stop, you see the way the paper moves because of the aspiration. So aspiration is an expel of air. like the H sound in English, right? So stop, right? But then you have other words like, for example, spear, where you don't have an aspirated P. So, spear. All right, so like lanza, spear. The P there is very different, and it's more like the Spanish P. And so, like, look, if I say spear, the paper doesn't move. But when I say stop, the paper moves with the breeze. So that is another important distinction as well between the two languages. Okay, all right, so we have the words, for example, right? You have or is replaced by I and E plus the flap or. So people say, instead of saying bird, people
Teacher,
say
and beer also.
beard.
Beer,
Yeah.
beer, mantequilla. No, it's a very, very confused.
So you hear this, right?
Beer.
Yeah,
Difficult.
yeah. Right, I'm just to see. Yeah, barba. What's that about? Oh yeah, like beard, beer. Yeah,
Beer.
bear.
Is in normal pronunciation is fast and is difficult to me understand what is the yes, and the context is the only form to recognize what is the word, because the pronunciation is it's impossible.
Yeah, I might, if you just bear with me there for one moment. Sometimes it's better to use like an old whiteboard instead of, you know, the technology. So if we look at those ones that you were talking about, actually this marker isn't really working very well. One second. So if we look at these sounds, right? So first of all, beard as in barba. Don't know if you can see that actually. I'm on mirror mode, I think. So
Yes,
change that around.
Yes, barba.
Beard.
Bear. Yes,
Right. So beard, if I can maybe show you on this thing, actually, it might be easier. So on the phonemic chart, I don't know if you can see that, right? Actually, maybe I can show you on the screen here on my computer. It might be easier.
Yeah, my tongue is similar.
Yeah. Okay, guys, can you see the phonemic chart there on my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yes.
beard has this one, like ear.
Yeah.
Beard,
Okay.
as in barba. Okay. And then the other one, bear, has this, right? So the same as bear.
Bear.
Okay. Pelo,
Bear.
bear. And then beer, cerveza, has this as well. So the only difference between beard, barba, and beer that you drink is the final D sound. So there's no D at the end of beer. Otherwise, they're the same.
Beer or bear.
My goodness.
Yeah.
For
So
example,
beard and beer, exactly the same vowel.
Cerveza y oso, ¿cómo se pronuncia entonces la diferencia?
Yeah. So ella is for oso, so bear, beer for cerveza, beer.
Yeah.
Right, so they're
Okay.
they're quite different. So you can
Yes,
see that the first element here of the diphthong is it.
Vessel, diphthong.
They're both diphthongs, yeah. So the first element of the diphthong here, the one in beer, has an I, but in bear, in oso, it is an E, is the first element. So air, bear, beer,
Beer.
beer.
Here, beer, 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 beer.
All right.
Teacher pronounce
Pájaro,
pájaro.
yeah, so
Beer.
it's bird,
Oh
bird,
my
bird,
God.
Y barba.
beard,
Beard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
So-
deep.
Yeah.
bird, beard.
Beer.
Yeah, does that help?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
help, but it's difficult to understand.
I know. There's no, like I said before, Ana Lorena, there is no magic formula. I can't just go like Harry Potter, you know, abracadabra, and then you can say them. But look, practice makes perfect, as they say. Right. So yeah. So this is how I feel as well. I
Is-
think actually, Victoria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
can
you, Robert. Could you send the presentations to our emails, please?
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
No
This-
problem at all. Yeah. So guys, I was thinking, how are we doing for time now, right? So we're at 5 or 2 minutes past 5. So we still have a little bit more time. Maybe if we spend 10 more minutes on pronunciation, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we can have a little break, and then we're going to look at speaking skills. Okay.
Thank you.
My advice, guys, is how can you improve your pronunciation? Well, I think the best way to do it is to start to learn the phonemic chart, especially for Spanish speakers. This is a quotation from a study done in Finland in 2004 by Pekka Lintunen. And they showed that the teaching of the phonemic chart, right? So the teaching of the little symbols and their sounds has been shown to be highly effective in improving learners' pronunciation, especially where there is a close phoneme-grapheme relationship in the L1, okay? So Finnish is similar to Spanish. You know, se dice como se escribe, right? So you pronounce it in the exact same way that you say it in Finnish. And they have the same or very similar problems to Spanish speakers when they try to speak English. So the study has shown there that, you know, if you can get to know the phonemic chart very well, and every time you come across a new word, if you go and check the pronunciation, not just by hearing it, but also by seeing it graphically with the phonemes, that doing that constantly will improve your pronunciation. There's no doubt about that. There's very strong evidence for that. You can see that there are other studies. I only mentioned a few of them, but there are literally hundreds of studies that show that teaching the phonemic chart or knowing the phonemic chart can help your pronunciation. Now, there's a really fun way of learning it. Okay, and this is if you go on to BBC pronunciation tips. Okay, that site that we were talking about earlier. And they have some brilliant quizzes on here. So if you click on quizzes, and then you can download this. Okay, so let's see, can anybody do this? Now I'll send you a link. to this page. So let me send that to you in the chat. Okay, but can you do number 1? So write the correct transcription under each image. There is one that you don't need. So que sobre, that you don't need, right?
Sheep.
So the first one is
Sheep.
fish. Okay,
Oh,
so
fish.
this sound here, the kind of long S,
Fish.
is
Fish.
like the SH sound in shoe, right?
Fish.
So fish,
Oh, fish.
fish. So fish, obviously, we put here.
Fish.
Then fist, puñado,
First.
right?
First.
Fist,
First.
um, we put over there.
It's no.
It's you.
First.
Oh no, it's not there. It's not there. So
No.
yeah, fist isn't there, right? Sheep,
Sheep.
we already
Sheep.
know
There's
it's down
one.
here.
The
First.
Sheep.
Ship is this one.
Okay.
And fizz, el sonido de la champaña.
Yeah.
Yes.
Champagne.
Yeah, fizz. Yeah, exactly.
Fizz.
So
Fizz.
fizz. All right.
Fizz. Fizz.
How do
Okay,
you
which word is
Wow.
this?
champagne? Is good? Champagne.
Advertisement.
Champagne, yeah. Advertisements, yeah.
Advertisement. Advertisement.
You see there when you look, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because maybe I'm having problems seeing it. Maybe you do as well. So just one moment there, and I'm going to try to make it bigger.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
better, teacher.
Okay. So here you can see, right, see the apostrophe here. That means that the following syllable is the main stress syllable. So here the pronunciation is advertisement. Advertisement. Okay.
Advertisement.
Not
Advertisement.
advertisement, but
Advertisement.
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 Okay, so listen to me saying this. I'm going to say one of these 3 words.
Okay.
Which one am I saying? A, B, or C? Am I saying walk?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
I see the words with L, with the vowel, the consonant L. Could, walk, no, could, walk. You say could and walk is the L disappear.
That's right.
L disappear.
Se como los L's en inglés. En esa
costeño.
situación, ya. Casi todo el tiempo cuando un L, cuando, bueno, tiene un K al lado, se desparece. No se suena.
A reggaetonera
so-
pronunciation.
Exactly. So walk. No suene el L. El L.
Okay.
Good example.
Esa reggaetonera pronunciation, teacher. Oh, bien, good. Mola,
Yeah. Yeah.
Teacher, do you know what is reggaetonera?
Reggaetonera, claro que sí. ¿Quién es la reggaetonera del grupo?
No, it's the pronunciation, reggaetonera pronunciation, teacher, because fit
An ironic example.
yes, the fit the consonants.
Okay. All right, exactly. Like no que no pana.
No.
It's kind of the Spanish version of that. Yeah, I remember actually when I was down in Guayaquil in Ecuador. There's a little beach there called Montañita, and as I was saying before, they don't pronounce the S's there, so it kind of sounds reggaetonera. Yeah.
Yes.
Hola,
teacher.
hola, tío. ¿Qué pa? Yeah.
What is the difference
Yeah.
between
Anyway, that
walk
wasn't a
and
particularly
walk?
good accent, but there you go. So anyway, I'm going to say one of the three sounds, guys, and you have to tell me, is it A, B, or C? Right? So I'll
Okay.
say it again. Right? Work.
I don't know if the B or C because it's so
B for me.
similar.
It's-
Work is
It's
clear,
actually,
but
it was A,
Repeat,
A.
please. Repeat, please, teacher.
work. Work.
Work. A. Yes.
Okay. Remember that in British English, they will not pronounce the R. So they will say work, work.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. In Ireland or in the US as well, they say work.
Work.
It's a good idea if I can just give you a little bit of advice. Actually, Ana Lorena, yeah, tell me.
but
Dime.
if you don't pronounce R and the L, what is the difference between walk and walk?
So you're saying between B and C.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
and A is this.
Okay. Yeah, so basically there wouldn't be any difference then. You know, if there was such a word as that, right? That word doesn't exist. W-A-K doesn't exist, but it could be pronounced walk as well.
But
Now-
how do you pronounce caminar?
Walk.
Walk.
And what is the
Walk.
difference with the A?
So there's a different vowel. Okay.
Yes,
So
but in the pronunciation,
yeah, so in the pronunciation, it is, first of all, gee, maybe I can show you on here. I don't know if you can see this. So in work, you use this one, you know, the three, I don't know if you can see that. Actually, you can't really see that. Maybe I can show you on the phonemic chart up here. One moment. Just download this here. Just bear with me there while this is loading. Okay, so in work, they use this vowel. Work. Okay. In walk, they use this one. All. So listen to the difference again. All. Ball and word. So work, walk. And the third one on there is woke. Woke. It's the past simple of wake. So today I wake up. Yesterday I woke up. Oh. So O, Okay. Hopefully that will help a little bit. I know it's still not going to be easy, but that might help. So guys, look, let us go back to the quiz now. So if I can get this back on the screen.
Walk. Walk.
Okay, and so look at these here. Write the correct transcriptions under each image. There's one that you don't need. Okay, so can you try this one? Just get rid of this.
Cat. Cat. Cake. Cat.
At. B.
Cat,
B. Cat.
cat,
Yeah,
Cat. Cat.
yeah. So it's B, isn't it?
Yeah.
B. C.
cat.
Yes. Cat.
Okay,
Yes.
good. What about this?
E.
Cap. Cap.
Cup.
Arnold.
E.
Cup. C.
Yeah.
C.
Yeah, good.
Ah.
Car.
It's another word for taxi.
cab,
Cab.
taxi, taxi, cab,
Yeah,
cab,
so it's actually D.
Cup.
And then finally,
Cap. Cap.
this
E.
one.
Sorry.
Cup.
Sorry,
Cap.
Robert.
Yeah,
Cap.
go ahead.
I don't understand the three, la tercera opción, no entendí
Okay,
eso.
it's
Cap.
Three
taxi
options.
en Inglaterra. En
Taxi.
Londres se dice cab en
Okay.
lugar de taxi.
Cap.
Taxi, oh yeah, taxi cab también.
C-A-B. C-A-B. Ryan. C-A-B is cab. Cab. Cab.
Yeah.
It's
So-
different pronunciation to the.
So A is cap. Cap. Okay, and this one, cop, you don't need.
Cab.
Interestingly, cop is another word for police officer.
Cab. The last teacher, the last option is
Cap.
what? Ah, cap. Okay.
Cap, yeah.
Okay.
cap
Yes.
that you wear on your
I-
head. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Gorrito, right?
Yes.
Okay, so which word is this?
Oh my goodness, it's in Russian language.
It looks like that.
Knowledge.
Let me help
knowledge.
you slightly. This symbol
Knowledge.
here is jo, as in judge. El juez, right? Judge. Or
Okay.
joke. Broma, joke.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so sound it out.
Got knowledge. Knowledge. Yes, knowledge.
Knowledge.
Can somebody spell it for me?
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Conocimiento.
Exactly, exactly. Well done, great.
Knowledge.
Right, listen to the recording. Which one do you hear? Okay, so listen carefully. Hits. Hits.
The option
No,
B.
no, teacher. Sorry, teacher.
Hits.
Repeat, please, repeat. It was
Yeah.
very fast.
Hits. Maybe look at my lips as well. Look at the shape of my mouth. Remember when you show your teeth, like a smile? Hits. Hits.
Huh.
The first.
For me is B.
Exactly.
The
The first one.
The first one.
Wrong,
Is-
wrong.
Luis Alberto, what were you about to say? For me,
B, no, pero no. For me, it was B. No, wrong.
I think B
No,
too.
for me, A because it's the pronunciation is fast.
okay. I'll give
Fast,
you
yes.
all of them.
Yeah,
So
it's
A
difficult.
is hits. Hits.
Hit,
B,
hit,
heats.
hit.
Heats. Listen to the length. It's longer, isn't it? Heats.
Hit.
And C has a diphthong.
Hate.
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 Eight.
Hate.
Hate. the H no sounds.
No, you do pronounce the H. Yeah,
Robert,
Uh-huh.
do you repeat it? C
yeah,
option?
hate.
Hate. Please, the second.
O sea, al final termina con una S.
Hate.
Hate.
No.
I'd say
Without E.
there's a little bit of aspiración.
I hate
There's a
you.
little bit of aspiration. So that's
hate.
hate.
Hate. Okay.
Hate.
Got cuando pones la hoja,
Please,
hate.
please repeat B.
Yeah, B is heat.
Hate.
Heat.
It's
Okay, so
longer.
how you would say B is like this, just with the
That.
double colon, heat. It's got the long E sound, heat.
Mhm.
And then hits as the short one, which is represented by a capital I. Hits. Okay, so guys, listen to the recording here. How many words are in, how many words am I saying?
Estás en silencio, Roger.
Okay. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? How many words? Do you want to go?
3.
3.
4.
Or
4.
Okay, it's actually 5, as you can see. Do you want to go?
5.
Do you want to go? Yeah, can you see in the chat there? I've just written it. So it's, do you want to go? But what people say when they're speaking quickly, and this is something that happens in New York City, in London, in Brisbane, Australia, all over the English-speaking world. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? So you have the
wow.
right, so it kind of sounds like this.
Mhm.
In the
Teacher,
pronunciation,
abbreviation?
3.
Abbreviation is
3.
one word or 2 words?
Do you want to go? That's what
One,
I was
two,
saying.
one, two,
So it's 5 words.
it sounds wanna, one, two, wanna.
Yeah.
It's two words, but it's one abbreviation.
Yes, you're right. Sometimes people use the abbreviation.
It's like pana.
Wanna.
Mhm.
It's
Wanna,
like
wanna,
pana.
wanna.
That's true.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But in reality, you know, wanna is just a short form of want to.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Mhm.
So do you want to go? Do you want to go? Okay. Now there's a great little site that can help you with this. So I'll just maybe just. Okay, so it's called Youglish, and here we will take a break. Okay, so Youglish is very, very useful. Because basically what you can do is you can just put sounds, or you can put whole words, or you can put phrases. So if I put, do you want to go? In here, and we can choose what dialect we want as well, and then just click on say it, and you will see there's 4,068.
I can listen.
Don't listen.
I can listen.
I can hear.
You can't hear it.
Yes,
No.
I can not hear.
I can hear.
Okay, and let
If
me.
you send the link, maybe we reproduce local and
Yeah.
The sound.
this.
Yeah, so guys, maybe it's something that you can take a look at if you want during the break here, because we're going to take a break now for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to move on to speaking. So I'll just send the link. So it's a really useful thing because basically it goes all over YouTube and it finds examples of an expression or a word, and you can hear it being pronounced. And you can see that they're pronouncing it instead of saying, do you want to go? Everybody on YouTube is saying, do you want to go? Do you want to go? So they're all using the fast pronunciation.
You wanna go?
Okay, so guys, just to finish up here, I will give you a link to that website. Okay, BBC pronunciation tips. I think it's an excellent thing that you can use.
Yes.
So pronunciation tips, BBC, and you can do those quizzes on your own. So just click over here, and also like you have flash versions of the quizzes as well. You also have the answers to the quizzes. You can see that the answers are down here. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
And then you also have on here, well, actually, let me just give you the link here to that. Okay, so I'll put this into the chat.
Wanna go.
Okay. And definitely try to do the quizzes because they will really help. Also, earlier I was talking about the sounds of English, and they have lots of videos here. So if you want to see somebody pronouncing some of those key sounds that we were looking at today, you can take a look at these videos. So you have to download the video. But then when you download it, you will see that now the sound, you won't be able to hear the sound, but you can see that she's making the sound though on the camera, and the mouth position can really help you as well. Okay, guys, so let us take a break here for about 10 minutes, if that's okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, it's good.
Okay, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
10
and I will
minutes.
see
Okay,
you
teacher.
at about, so Irish time, 5:40 or so.
Okay, teacher.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Okay.
Okay,
I
see you then, guys.
prefer- Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you, teacher. Okay.
Thank you.
Downloads to help you practice your English. Now, good pronunciation is very important for good spoken communication. But what do we mean by good pronunciation? We don't have to speak English like a native speaker. It's fine to have a different accent, but what is important is that you're able to speak clearly and that you don't prevent other people from understanding what you're trying to say. There are many different English accents in Britain and all around the world. These are all good models. Now, my accent is standard Southern British English, and that's what I'll be showing on this site. Have fun. Look at this. Oh, this one.
Hola, Moni. ¿Sí? Ay, ¿qué dije pues? Ah.
Okay, everybody, can we get started again? Is everybody here?
I don't know, Prof.
I don't know.
Pablo's here.
Juan Carlos too.
Monica. Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
Teacher.
Luz.
Perfect. It looks like most people are here. Excellent. So, all right, I think I might get started. So, if that's all right. So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. I can
Okay,
see.
great.
Yes, okay, yes.
Great. So again, please feel free to stop me and ask me a question as we're going. So after the break, we're going to be looking at speaking strategies. And here are the learning outcomes. So you can, I'm going to give you this presentation as well at the end. So look, I'd like you to imagine that Manizales would like more tourists to visit. Here are some ideas that they're thinking about and a question. Okay, so why would these ideas attract more tourists to the town? So we have building holiday flats. Flats are apartamentos, right? Providing parks, having more shops, putting up security cameras, building a large nightclub. So we're going to have a look at two people completing this task. And then I'm going to be getting you to do it yourself. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully the sound will work this time.
Now, talk to each other about why these ideas would attract more tourists to the
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Here we
Yes,
go.
yes.
town.
Okay. Maybe we can choose one.
Yeah, okay. Won't we like to talk about building nightclubs? What do you think
Yes,
about it?
maybe nightclubs, I think, are focused for young people. I think that not young people like to visit towns for a nightclub. What about having more shops? I think that shopping is a special thing.
Shops is, I think, as well a good idea because they can go with the whole family, or sometimes parents can go on their own and the children's are for their own. But I think it would be nice when it is a shopping area and not shops on the street, because when the children want to
Yes,
go
of
alone,
course, also.
maybe it is a little bit dangerous.
So maybe we can agree providing many parks.
Parks.
Yes.
I don't really like parks, so because I don't want to have a picnic in the park, but maybe it is nice. What do you think about it?
Well, sorry, I can't agree with you. I like parks because most people like to spend time with their family doing a picnic on free air if it's a good weather. So maybe more tourists can go to the parks.
Yeah.
Well, but maybe we can. What do you think about building holiday flats?
I think it is a good idea, but I'm not really sure if everybody wants to live in a holiday flat. But I think it can be very interesting when it's nice. Yeah, and it's a nice flat. What's your opinion?
I think that is not good for tourists or for. It's not an interest of them. Putting up security cameras also, I think they're more for people who live there.
Yeah, I think when I went to holiday and I know there are still cameras around me.
Thank you. Now you have about a minute to decide which idea would be best for the town.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the shopping areas is really nice because the whole family has something of it.
I also think providing parks, so
Okay.
we have to discuss.
Which is the best one? Okay.
Yes. I like parks because also help for the weather. It's
Okay.
good for the environment. It's when you go to a new place, you also visit the parks, that kind of things.
Okay. Maybe I would change my opinion when I see a nice park. It's
Yes,
possible,
so
yeah.
we can
Maybe
invite in new parks.
I have to try it, yeah.
Yes, it will
Okay.
be the best option.
I think so.
But not about discussing the nightclub or putting security cameras, because they are more for determined kind of people. So
Thank you.
yes,
Can I have the booklet, please?
yes.
Thank you. Victoria, do you think you have to spend a lot of money to have a good holiday?
Not really. I think when you, well,
Okay, so guys, that was just a sample there of that task. Ana Lorena, you're asking me to repeat the pronunciation of strategies. Strategies. Okay, stress on the first syllable there. So yeah, here is the task that they were doing once again. Okay, so this is taken from the first certificate examination in Cambridge, okay, which is aimed at students at B2 level. So the same level that you are at from our entrance tests and level tests that we did with you. But we're going to look at some of the language that would be useful for doing this kind of task, where you have to negotiate a solution with other people in your group. Okay, so we're going to look at a few different things. So first of all, we're going to look at language for starting your discussion. Then expressing your opinion. Now, a lot of these maybe you will know, but perhaps there might be some new ones there as well. Asking about your partner's opinion. Language for agreeing, and language for disagreeing. Here are also expressions for changing the subject and for concluding the discussion. Okay, and then I'm going to give you a chance to do this task yourself in breakout rooms using the language that we've looked at. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at these. So we have, first of all, shall I start? Shall I start? You can also change the emphasis by saying, shall I start? Okay, shall I start? The response to that is, yeah, go on.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
Shall or is possible? Could I start? No. Could.
Well, could I start is kind of like habla de la posibilidad. Puedo empezar. Like I know you can say that in Spanish, but it just sounds like, you know, like of course you can start. So shall I start, or do you mind if I start? Like, so, you know, te molesta si empiezo? Okay. Yeah, that's probably better. So shall I start or shall I go first?
It's more informal. Shall or could?
Well, could, you can't really use could here. Like it, people just wouldn't say it. Could I start? No, we don't really say that. So can I start? You can say.
Okay.
If you want, can I start? Or else you can say, do you mind if I start? Okay, or
Teacher.
shall I go first?
Teacher, excuse me. Shall is the same or will?
Yeah, it's just will for I. and
Okay.
for we, right? We use it instead of will.
Okay. Ten.
For I and for we, okay?
Teacher, can be let's begin.
Yeah, you could use that one. Let's begin. Although let's begin, you know, like it's not clear who's going to start. And in these tasks, you know, it's important to kind of negotiate who's going to start to talk first.
Mhm.
So let's begin. You could say, look, let's begin. Shall I start? Use a combination of them.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let me just get rid of that there. So yeah, so you can use, shall I go first as well? Listen to the pronunciation as well of it. Shall I? Shall I? Shall I go first? Shall I start?
Like a future.
Yeah, it's talking about the future. Yeah, it's in the future tense. Yeah.
Teacher, but when I use shall, yo no estoy pidiendo permiso. ¿O
Exactly.
sí?
Yeah. Yeah. You're asking for permission.
Yes.
Ah, ya, okay.
Yeah.
Podría.
Yeah. Yeah. Podría empezar. O le molestaría si empiece. Something like that. That would be. It's quite formal, so it's more like, you know, le molestaría usted si empiece, like that, right? So that's probably a, you know, the equivalent of it.
Eso es como cuando se quiere, se empieza una discusión y nadie dice nada, entonces alguien quiere empezar, entonces sería como la forma de entrar en la discusión.
Exactamente.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so this, is it okay if I start, is un poco más informal. Is it okay if I start? Is it okay if I start? And then the response, sure, no problem. Or of course, go ahead. Go ahead is, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ándale,
Okay.
empieza. Yeah.
Adelante.
Adelante. Exactly.
Hágale.
Yeah. Okay. And then, would you like to go first? You can offer it to the other person.
the one, you know.
The one.
The one. This is en el bajo mundo.
A Colombian, Colombian expression.
Colombian English.
Oh,
Colombian
really? Yeah.
English. Colombian English
yeah.
is a popular expression. The one.
All right. Okay, I never heard that before. Okay, interesting. Right, so would you like to go first? You can say too. I can't see you in the video. I can't see your cameras, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's not hágale. Yeah, so there's yeah, I can just see, I'm just opening the chat now and I can see si estás pidiendo permiso. Exactamente. Técnicamente sí estás pidiendo permiso, pero es algo, es una estrategia. Por ejemplo, es you know, la forma de hacerlo, pues, educado, ¿no?
Polite, es polite,
Exactly.
teacher, es polite. O sea, no es como cuando yo estoy con mis amigos, sino cuando estoy en una formal discussion. It's a very polite expression.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Shall I start? Okay, so we have those. So that's the first group of expressions. So look, you might, if you want, do a screenshot of this so that you have those and that you can look back at them. Okay. And I will now go on to the next slide. So another thing you have to do, you know, when you're doing this kind of task, you have to express your opinion. So many of these you probably know. So you can say, you can look back at the task again, right? So we're trying to attract tourists to Manizales, right? So we can say, you know, I believe that building holiday flats would be a good idea. Okay, notice that it's in the ing form of the verb. And this is the the way that you refer to the verb when you're using it as a noun. So in Spanish, you would say, you would use the infinitive form. You would say, creo que podemos construir unos apartamentos de vacaciones or something like that. Okay. So yeah, I believe that we should, you could say as well, right? I believe that we should build some new holiday flats, or I believe that building holiday flats would be a good idea. So you can say it in a different way there. Okay, so you've got a couple of options. I believe that we should build some holiday flats, right? So that would be, I believe that we should build, right? So it's using the infinitive form of the verb, but without the to. And if you just say, I believe that building holiday flats would be a good idea, then you're using the gerund, the el corundio, right? That's what we use in English when we're referring to the verb as a noun. So I believe that building holiday flats, and then would be a good idea. Okay. Remember, when you're expressing your opinion, you should use conditional tenses, because it's just a suggestion. It's not, it's not something that's certain. So like, I believe that, we should, so you could, like in Spanish, you might translate it as, sería una buena idea de que, right? So you're using it in that conditional tense. So I believe that we should, I believe that it would be a good idea, using that kind of language. Okay, so conditional language. Then in my opinion, again with conditional, so in my opinion, this would be a good idea. In my opinion, building holiday flats would be a good idea. Then the way I see it, so como lo veo, the way I see it.
I see
Okay.
it.
If you ask me, si me preguntas a mí, or something like that. So if you ask me, this is part of a conditional. So if you ask me, I think we should. I would say that. So yo diría que, I would say, diría. It seems to me, so me parece que, okay, me parece, it seems to me. It seems to me that building holiday flats would be a good idea. In my view, so in my view is, mi punto de vista, in my view. And then as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, building holiday flats would be the best idea. As far as I'm concerned, is kind of a little bit maybe stronger than in my view, or it seems to me that. Okay, so guys, can you repeat these after me?
I believe, think that.
Yeah, so I believe that, I think that.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and also you can say, if you want to emphasize this, you can say, in my opinion.
My opinion.
My
Okay.
opinion.
In
So
my
that's,
opinion.
it makes you seem more, humble, más humilde, So in my opinion, yo no sé nada, pero.
Bajo perfil.
Exactly. Exactly.
Humildad socrática.
Yeah, exactly.
Polite.
¿Quién soy yo? Pero.
Yes.
Okay, something like that.
Oh,
in
I
my
like that.
opinion.
In my opinion.
So the way I see it, or again, you can say it the way I see it. Okay. And then if you ask me,
If you
Separate.
ask me.
If you ask me.
If
Yeah,
you ask
If you ask me,
you ask me. If
Yeah,
you
if you
ask
ask me.
It's
Okay.
quickly.
It
If you
is, yeah.
ask me.
Like if,
Ask me.
like we would say sometimes as well, if you ask me, if you ask
If you
me,
ask me. If you ask me.
right? So
If you
these
ask
kind
me.
of, these two words kind of go in together.
ask me.
teacher, I have a question, teacher.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Is it possible combine expressions?
Merge.
For example,
Sí.
for example,
Sí se puede, sí.
if you ask me, I believe that.
Exactly, ya, ya. Se puede combinar las expresiones, sí, sin problema y pues, pues sería más, no sé, yo tendría como examinador, yo tendría una mejor impresión de su inglés si usarías una combinación de frases en lugar de, una. Okay, so yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay,
Then,
thank you.
Yeah, I would say that. So I would say that, or even I'd say that, where you use
Say
the
that.
contracted
I
form.
would say that is contract.
Okay, it seems to me, so this has the long E sound. It seems to me that. Okay, seems to me that. Or again, you can stress the me if you want to sound humble again, right? Bajo perfil. And then in my view, as well, you can emphasize the my. Okay, let us go on to the next one now. So for asking your partner's opinion, so you might have seen the two candidates at the start. They would say, look, building holiday flats would be a good idea. Don't you agree? Or wouldn't you say so? Okay, so wouldn't you say so? No lo dirías. No lo dirías. O no estarías de acuerdo. Okay. Then you can also use wouldn't you agree? So building holiday flats would be a good idea. Wouldn't you agree? And then you can just say right as well. This is kind of a more simple way of saying it. And you would use it like in the same way that in Spanish you say verdad. Okay, so building holiday flats would be a great idea, right? Also, you can start off by saying, do you think that building holiday flats would be a good idea? Do you believe that building holiday flats would be a good idea? Then you have, look, what do you think about this one? What do you think about that one? It's useful to know the pronouns as well, because you don't have to refer to the noun then every time. You don't have to say building holiday flats every time. So what do you think about this one here? What do you think about that one there? Okay, and how about, so you can follow about with the ing form of the verb. So how about building holiday flats?
Oh.
What about putting in security cameras? Here's one that maybe you mightn't have heard of before. What's your take on? So,
Professor, excuse me. Take on is a phrasal verb?
Take on is a phrasal verb, yes. And
Thank
it's, what's your opinion? What's your opinion of something? What's your take on something?
Take is similar, the verb get with the prepositional particles.
It's like, ¿cuál es tu posición? ¿Cuál es tu posición? What's your take on? Cuando viene a, no sé qué, cámaras de seguridad. Yeah, is tu posición? You could say, what's your take on that? Okay, so it's like opinion as well. What's your take on? Yeah, okay. And then words for agreeing with your partner, then you have, some adverbs in here. So I totally agree with you. if you're using the adverbs, it's important that the adverb gets stressed. And when I say they get stressed more than in Spanish. You know, in Spanish, I think you would say, you know, estoy de acuerdo completamente. You know, you don't really need to stress it as much. But in English, we would say, look, we totally agree with you. If you don't stress it that much, it will sound strange. It will sound like maybe you have a problem or you're bored or you're angry. Like if you just say, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, just like that without any emphasis. So it's important to put the emphasis in these situations where you have the adverbs.
Professor, excuse me.
Yeah, you can just call me Rob.
Rob, can you repeat the pronunciation about totally?
Yeah. So in the US, they said it like you, right? So they say totally. I say totally. Either of those pronunciations is correct. Okay, so in the US, they say totally, or I say totally.
Totally.
Both
yes.
are perfect.
Teacher, the second, you are dead right. Is this? You are dead. Se finí the life. Dead.
Dead, yeah. Muerto.
Se finí. You are dead right.
Yeah, but it means like, you know, you're dead right means exactamente.
Finado.
Yeah, y punto.
Okay.
Lo dijiste. Exactamente.
Very hard expression.
It is, but it's not impolite. It's fine. But it just means, you know, estoy completamente de acuerdo. ¿No?
You're there, right?
Oh. Yeah, lo tienes. Yeah, exactamente. So it couldn't be said any better. You're dead right. So you can read dead as an adverb meaning, you know, exactamente.
Oh.
Lo tienes exacto. Right?
Luz, you're dead right.
Exactly. There you go.
Okay.
And then that's absolutely true. So remember stressing absolutely, and the stress is on this syllable. So maybe you can repeat that after me. That that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
Absolutely true. That's absolutely
I said the stress is on lutely, but that's the secondary stress. So the primary stress is on ab. So you're absolutely true, or that's absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
All right, and then you're absolutely right.
Absolutely right.
Then again, remember to stress the main kind of verbs and adjectives. So here, like that's a great idea.
Great.
Okay. So remember in Spanish, like I think most people say, "Ay, es una buena idea." Eso es una buena idea. We don't say eso es una buena idea. Now you can say that, I know, but it's not as common. But in English, like if you say that's a great idea, you sound like you're being sarcastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like
that's a great idea.
The accent is very important in English.
It is, yeah, because it makes you sound genuine and makes you sound honest, and you know, and so that's a great idea. Is you sound kind of bored or not interested or maybe even angry. That's a great idea. That sounds better. Okay. I couldn't agree more. So again, putting the main emphasis on the main adverb or adjective. And I suppose you can say that. You can say, no podría estar más de acuerdo.
Yes.
Okay. And
then I have a question. There are phrasal verbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this the
All this
phrasal verb?
process. But all this process or
No, they're not.
expressions,
They're
what
not.
is the name? Expressions or
You would call these functions.
functions?
Functions, yeah. Functions of agreement.
Functions.
So a function is what we call like these kind of expressions that you use for the purpose of agreeing, right? So it's a function.
Okay.
So sometimes in a course book you will see these as listed as functions. Okay. So and then yes, I see what you mean. So what you mean is, you know, can mean significa. What does this mean? But here it's like lo que estás diciendo. Veo lo que estás diciendo. I see what you mean.
I see that we. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
I see what you mean. Yeah. And then I see it that way too. So yo lo veo así también. Yes, of course, I think so too, or ones I'm sure you already know. Okay, so then for disagreeing, I'm afraid I don't see it the same way. I'm afraid I'm sorry, but I have to disagree. You may be right, but I have a different view.
Or
so
you are not that right, teacher. You are not that right.
Exactly. Yeah. we don't say it in the negative though. Be careful, right?
Yes.
We only say it in the positive. You're dead right. We don't say you're not dead right. Okay. So that's important. So you may be right. So maybe is, you know, a lo mejor tienes la razón, pero tengo otra
opinión.
de vista. Okay. So you may be right. And then that might be true. So might has the same meaning as may. These are just alternatives, like may and might. So it's like, you know, eso podría ser la verdad, right? That might be true. But I'm not sure I agree with you. I'm not sure I agree with you. Okay. And then we tend to apologize, like if we disagree with somebody. We're not really apologizing, but you know, it's kind of emphatic. It's not as emphatic as when I've heard people say it in Spanish.
Rob.
You know, it's rare to say, "Ay, lo siento, pero no estoy de acuerdo."
Rob.
I think that, yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you. That expression is a favorite expression from professors at National University.
Oh, really? like you guys. Because it's the national, it's La Universidad Nacional de Colombia, sede Manizales, right? Do you mean at your university?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Excellent teacher with character.
Yeah.
It's
So
good. No, it's bad.
I'm not sure
I have
it has a bit of
another.
character. Well, yeah, you know that already, but I think my impression, though, maybe this is just my impression, but my impression that I lo siento mucho, pero no estoy de acuerdo.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
but you
I'm sorry,
are wrong.
but I don't agree. Excellent expression.
It in Spanish is that very strong?
Yes, I'm sorry,
yes.
but you are wrong.
Yeah. So in English, it's not as strong as in Spanish.
Okay.
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 So you
I'm
shouldn't
sorry,
be
but I
afraid
don't agree.
to use it. Yeah. No es tan fuerte como
En Spanish.
lo equivalente en español. Yeah.
But I say, I'm sorry, but you are totally wrong.
Yeah, like that's fine, but that would be correct, I think. And it's not as strong as, in my opinion anyway, it's not as strong
teacher.
as the translation into Spanish.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher, excuse me, Ana Lorena up the hand.
Yeah, I'm just Ana Lorena. Can you?
You can use in the 1, 2, 3 in the 4th sentence. Why don't you use a connector if, for example? But I'm not sure if I agree with you.
Yeah, you can use that as well. That would be fine too. I'm not sure if I agree with you.
Okay.
That would be good.
When there is a doubt.
When there's a doubt, yeah.
In the position about something.
Yeah. But like, you don't need it. You can put it in. You can say, I'm not sure if I agree with you, or I'm not sure I agree with you. It's okay without the if as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so then for changing the subject, right, and this will be useful with this task because, you know, the other people in your group, they may be talking too much about something, and then you have to change the conversation back to something that's relevant. Okay, so this can happen a lot, you know, your colleagues in a meeting, you know, they start talking about something that's not relevant to the current conversation. So you can get them back by using these functions to change the subject. So as for how we're going to attract tourists to the town, I think we should think about building holiday homes. Okay, so as for whatever the option is, so it could be one of those options that we saw in the task at the start. So you can use as for or as to with no difference in meaning. Okay, so you can use in relation to, right? So in relation to, and you can use a pronoun as well. You can say, look, in relation to this one, I don't think it would work. Or as regards building holiday flats, I don't think that would make much of a difference. Also, you can, you know, say something like regarding the question in the task. You might have seen when they were being asked to do the task, the teacher asked them to make a final decision. So, you know, it's a useful expression for using then, you know. So like to get everybody's mind back to the central question at hand in the task. And then you can use, you know, a paraphrase question as well. So with regard to what you were saying earlier about installing security cameras. Okay, so to paraphrase what somebody else said before. Then here are some expressions for concluding a discussion. So I believe that we have an agreement, don't we? So do we have an agreement? This is nice as well. So stick is from the verb pegar, like to, you know, as in to stick something onto the wall. So shall we stick to, so would be kind of like vamos con esto. Shall we stick with this? Shall we agree on, and then after both of these, you can use verbs with ing or nouns or pronouns. Okay, so let's go back to the task now. Okay, and actually, I just want to make sure, guys, that you have each of these expressions here. Let me see if I can, maybe I can share this presentation with you, and then you will have all of the relevant words. So I'll copy this link here, and I shall put it into the chat. Okay, so hopefully that will work. If not, I may have to save it elsewhere. I may have to save it, you know, onto my Google Drive or something like that, because you may have some problems accessing it. So why don't I just do that as well? So just save it onto my PC. Keep an eye out of place. Okay, so look, while I'm doing that, you can go ahead and try the task. Okay, so in the meantime, if you can't download or you have problems accessing that, that link that I just sent to you, then maybe you can take some screenshots of the expressions so that you have them, if you haven't written them down yet. So here's the first page. Take a screenshot if you don't have them written down. Here's the second page. Take a screenshot maybe if you don't have these. Okay, also maybe I could copy them too, couldn't I? Just give them to you. Like this. Maybe that's easier.
Rob, I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me. With the link, go to the UCC, but he said that I need an account for go inside.
Okay.
The account.
Okay, yeah.
What?
I was worried that would happen. So look, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to upload it to somewhere else, like maybe my personal Google Drive, so that you will be able to access it. But in the meantime, look, I'll put these in the chat. So here are the ones for starting the discussion, first of all. Then for expressing your opinion. All right. Actually, no, I just have that from there. Okay. Your partner's opinion. Then for agreeing. Disagreeing, and then just then for changing the subject. And finally for concluding. Okay, so I might just, if I can give this task to you as well. Maybe actually I can upload it from here as well. Let me see. Let me do that. All right, so I have to stop the file. So I'll just shut it down there and see if it will let me upload it. Okay, so it's uploading there. It's quite big, as you can see, guys. It's 9.71 megabytes. So it'll take a little while to upload. But then look, hopefully all of you will have it. But what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to maybe stop sharing the screen. And I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. Okay, so just bear with me there for one moment. Okay, did somebody have a question there? I'm just seeing a hand up. So hopefully, guys, that presentation now, it's just about to arrive, I think. So hopefully you'll be able to access it from there. Yeah, it's saying that it was sent successfully, at least for me. Okay, can you open it now?
No.
Open.
Yeah, I'm trying to create the rooms, guys, for the exercise there. So I'm just going to start to put the breakout rooms into place now. So there are 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 people. So I will put Luz, Juan Chica, and then Ana Lorena in one room, then Ryan and Victoria in the other one. Or maybe it might be better, guys, to have just 2 rooms of 4, perhaps.
Okay, teacher.
Maybe that's better, actually. I think it would be maybe more interesting.
Okay.
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 Okay, so let me just. So I'll give you about maybe 10 minutes or 8 minutes, let's say, to do the task.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add the room. So I'll just put 4 of you into one, let's say, and then the rest of you into the other. So I'm going to open all the rooms now. So you've got 8 minutes, guys, to do that task. Okay, so you should get an invite now to the other room.
Moment, please.
I need out. My connection is the iPad is different. It's difficult.
Juan,
Yep.
where is the PowerPoint file?
I sent
Teacher,
to email.
an email?
No,
It's-
the teacher put in the chat. Put in
I
the
put
chat
it into the
PowerPoint.
chat in the main room though.
No, I don't get.
I can maybe share it here as well.
Ivan, now I send you by email. Do you have?
Oh, perfect.
By mail. Okay.
Anyway, I'm uploading it here as well. It'll take a minute to upload.
I haven't. Speaking strategy.
Yeah. Perfect. So I'll leave this room,
Ivan,
guys.
do you have now? Okay, well.
The discussion is about our situation in Colombia.
In Colombia, actual situation.
Colombia, yes, actual situation. In my opinion, the situation is very complicated because the division in all in political concepts is how do you say permeando? How do you say permeando in English?
Happening, no sé, happening.
Happening?
Or no?
No.
Different.
No,
Fluctuating.
permeando. How do you say?
Like it's very changeable.
Teacher, please.
It's changing a lot.
Changeable? Change, yes, it's
Yeah.
changing with the political
Or
position.
maybe permeating.
You can say permeating as well, yeah.
Permeating,
Yeah.
because the politicians is not welcome, are no welcome in the population, in the crowd, in the population.
Yes, population is the people in the
population, people with the people,
But
and
population
the government has have no credibility. Is
Don't
the is for me the principal problem. The government had no credibility in the popular opinion, and with is a government maybe fast, no, lejos, far of the actual situation, is in another planet, another context, and the government has no hasn't understood the actual situation, and I think that the students' principal had taken the how do you say a expression el toro por los cuernos, teacher? Is that
Doing everything for the people?
yes?
Do you mean pueblos as in the
It's a
sounds?
Colombian expression, maybe.
Expression.
I don't know.
Hacer todo por los pueblos, las comunidades.
El toro por, el toro
Oh,
por,
right.
No, el toro. Tomar el toro,
el toro.
por los cuernos es
Don't
tomar
have
el
the
control.
direction.
Okay.
Don't have the control.
El control, tomar el control.
You say taking the bull by the horns.
Yes,
So, tomar el toro por los cuernos.
yes.
Taking the
Yes.
bull by the horn.
I want to continue.
Yes, Victoria.
Cool. Cyan, if you are agree. Excuse me. Well, I think I agree with Luz's opinion, but
Sorry.
Can you listen to me?
Finish the time.
Oh, hello, partner. Hello.
Very fast.
Hi guys, I just brought you back here for a second.
Come back the class. Here.
I'm sorry. My colleague.
I know you're grand. No problem. Guys, I just brought you here for a second to show you that I've now uploaded the task that's on the PowerPoint presentation. So that sounded actually like a more interesting conversation, the one that you were talking about. I think it was Los who was talking about, tomando el toro por los cuernos, taking the bull by the horns, and that the Colombian government isn't doing that. It sounded like a more interesting conversation than the one about increasing tourism in Manizales. But
yes.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows what to do. So we're going to do that task, right? How to attract more tourists to Manizales, and maybe even to el sede en Manizales de la Universidad Nacional de Colombia. How can you get more foreign students maybe to the university you could include? So the PowerPoint presentation has uploaded, and it is on, I think, page number 3, I believe, of the presentation. Yeah, Ana Lorena, you can. I think you're volunteering. Do you want to? Ana Lorena, do you want to explain your conversation?
Okay. In our team, people think that Manizales has a good restaurants and has a lot of places that tourists can know when they come. We talk about that we need more person that explain in a way form the places, the museums, the university, and the sites in Manizales. And Juan Carlos say that probably we need less shopping center, and we need more restaurants and more special places when tourists can be comfortable here.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Okay. Guys, I might give you another, I'm just trying to upload a photograph, one second there. I'm going to give you another task to do. Okay, this is a slightly different one now to one that we did before. Hopefully it will be interesting for you. So I'm just uploading that now onto the chat. So that's probably the easiest way, instead of putting it onto the PowerPoint, just to put it onto the chat. Okay, so here is the task. Okay, so you can probably see that it's about invention. So why are these inventions important in everyday life? Okay, so I want you to talk about in the groups why each of these inventions are important in everyday life. And also I want you to decide between the group which one is the most important. Okay, and then try to use the language that we were looking at earlier in the class to help you. Okay, so I think I'm going to put you into breakout rooms again. Maybe this time I will put in 3 breakout rooms. Okay, so I'm just going to create those and I'm going to open them now. So please just make sure you've got a copy of that task. Okay, so I'm going to open the rooms now and I'll give you some minutes to complete that task again.
Related with a common life.
No, in general.
Life.
No, in general.
General.
Okay.
Only
that,
it's a joke. It's a expression, a free expression.
that group is very imagined.
Collect paper and
the more important invent or any.
Hey,
What?
Excuse me, Carlos, what?
Yes. And what do you think about the cars? Because the cars create many pollution in the world. In my opinion, in this moment, I would like to take electrical car, but the batteries foments the pollution too. And we need a better world